Hi everyone, let's talk about Carpe Diem, one of Stefan Feld's new releases for 2018. It'll be at Essen Spiel if you're there. And yeah, if you've seen most of my videos about his games in the past, I tend to love them. They are amongst my favourites. Trajan is Rachel's favourite game, depending on the day that you ask her. But yeah, Castles of Burgundy, Amerigo, Trajan, so many fantastic games from Stefan Feld. And only a few that we didn't really get on with, like Merlin last year. Sorry, Stefan, just wasn't for us. But Carpe Diem is absolutely fantastic, and I think does feel more along the lines, maybe because it's got kind of the presentation and the components of some of his popular Alia games like Macau, Castles of Burgundy, In the Year of the Dragon. Maybe that's kind of tricking you into thinking it, but it does feel like more of a throwback to those old favourites of ours. It's lighter than any of those games, for sure. But yeah, I really, really like this game. It's very fast playing. You know, your decision, it seems very simple of just which of these two places do you want to go to get a tile, but it's a beautiful puzzle of not just trying to get this and trying to second guess your opponents and try and get the things before they get them. Or in a two-player game, you know, the tiles are going to get discarded as soon as two are taken from a location. So you have to really be on your toes. If you've taken the first one from there, is your opponent just going to go there now and you're going to lose the other two? So maybe you need to take one of those missing tiles instead. And then where to place them on your board, not just to satisfy adjacency and matching up all the sides of your tiles, but to try and get the frame bonuses. And there's so many different frames in so many different combinations, as well as all of the different scoring cards and things. Lots of, you know, they are on the same theme of have this many of this, have this many goods, but tons of different combinations to come out every game. And, you know, shuffled up in the particular formation, the different combinations of them lead to you going down different directions as well. And I like the punishments for not getting the scoring tiles, which I did initially forget in the playthrough, but I corrected myself, don't you worry. You lose 4 points if you put your disc next to a scoring card that you can't fulfill. So you could potentially lose 8 points with your scoring. So you have to, yeah, you can't just be planning for the future and planning for a big payday in a future round, because if you can't do anything this round, you're going to be losing points, which is going to negate that big payday later on. There's so think about in getting up the track for turn order for scoring, it can be really important going first for scoring because, yeah, those spots are quite limited. There are only enough spots for everybody to be able to place their 4 discs over the course of the game. So especially towards the end, it can be vital to you to be first on that track, to get to pick your scoring card first. But yeah, matching up all the different buildings, they do nice different abilities that interlink quite nicely as well, that you can get these wares from all of the fields and then you can sell them in a particular building, or you can get one of the green tiles that's usually a nice tile to get you out of a tight spot. It's only got one thing on it, so it's easier to match up. And they do all come out at the end as well when you are probably a bit short for space, a bit stuck for needing the last parts of things. You can get the fountain cards that give you some variable scoring as well, and you have a little bit of control where you can, even if you draw 2 and they're both useless, next time you get a fountain you can put the one that you took back and maybe get the 2 new ones would be better for you. The main criticism that I would have with the game is not really with the gameplay or anything itself, and it's a similar one that's been leveled at, you know, Castles of Burgundy. That's I don't think it looks, yeah, it doesn't look exciting, does it? I wouldn't say like that it puts me off looking drab or anything like that, because, you know, they're just little drawings of roofs of buildings, really, aren't they? It's, yeah, not a particularly exciting thing to look at, but the gameplay is really where it's at. I would say, though, the differentiation in colours is the main problem that I would have in Castles of Burgundy as well. And I don't have any, you know, I don't have any colour blindness or anything that I know of, but, you know, for me, tiles in Castles of Burgundy can be very similar. The yellows and the light greens, quite similar colours. And similarly in this, the backs of the tiles are light green and dark green. And, you know, in certain lights, they're the same green to me. And I don't know why, you know, you don't see the backs of the tiles apart from when they're in the piles at the back of the table. They could have been any colour. They could have been black and white to be completely differentiated. It wouldn't have mattered because it'll all look nice when it's all face up and laid out on the actual game board. And sometimes with it happened with one of the cards in the game as well, that I was kind of, okay, is this the kind of light brown building, or is it the dark gold building that this applies to? And I had to just kind of, okay, well, the light gold building is light in the middle and the brown one isn't, so I think it's that one. I think, yeah, there could be more distinct colors used, or symbols, or anything like that, or just maybe buildings that looked more like the things that they're meant to be. But I don't know how you'd go about that. It's just for simplicity, isn't it? It's just being a bit more abstract to kind of give you the idea. But I think the colors being similar is a problem in it. And yeah, like if you had a big problem with the component quality of other Allier games that I know some people do with Castles of Burgundy, say the tiles are too thin. I don't really think that, but you know, it's the same here. So yeah, your mileage may vary. Whatever you think about the other games, you may think about this one as well. But aside from that, the gameplay is where it's at, and it's very, very fast, very snappy, and very tense as well. I've only played it at 2 players, true for a lot of the things that I play. But yeah, it's really, really tense trying to think of, okay, I want this thing, but it's 3 steps away from me now from where I am. So I have to really hope that the other person isn't going there, and oh, their next move puts them there. So what if they take that? What am I going to do instead? How can I get a bread so I can just jump over there? How can I sell all my stuff for gold? Because now I know that they're going to take this scoring thing. They're way ahead on the track, and they've got way more chimneys than me. There are loads of different strategies to victory in here, and you may panic at the end when the scoring tiles that you need are all taken away, and now you're going to have to score a terrible thing. But yeah, lots of different paths to go down, lots of different variations on the scoring and the player boards and things. I really, really enjoyed Carpe Diem. But the playthrough is there for you to have a look and decide if you would like it. I'm going now. Bye!